Okay. How's that? Whew.
I was trying to do, sounds like
Was that like sign
two,
language?
two words, two syllables.
Yeah.
Like it was
Sounds like.
no sound.
Yeah. Sounds like.
I know. And then sound. How would you do sound? Ruff, ruff, but you couldn't hear it because it's like hound, but sound.
Well,
no. All right. Well, this is the big, red, white, and blue.
That's the bandana thing here.
Yeah, and the hat. We're just feeling like really celebrating tonight, aren't we?
Yes. And there's no way, and there's no better way to celebrate than
Arnold Palmer
and B&B.
You'll have to let us know what you're
strong.
Yeah, that Arnold Palmer was so strong. Let us know what you're doing for July 4th. Wouldn't that be a good question to ask?
Yeah. Well, also what you're drinking tonight.
Yeah.
What's your
poison?
Yes. What's your drink of choice
your July
tonight?
3rd and 4th poison? I hope all of you had a really beautiful July 3rd. I kind of like this. Like you have this Monday and the Tuesday, rather it being like a Sunday and a Monday, like July 3rd's on a Sunday or Monday.
Yeah.
Or July 4th, because then it's like, bleh. But this is kind of fun. You have like an extra day in there somewhere. Woo! So you're going to the fireworks, Becky. Tony he's having a painkiller.
Oh, a pain. Now, did you make that painkiller? Painkiller is like a rum drink, I believe, with nutmeg on the top of it.
Ooh.
Whenever I'm over at Bahama Breeze,
you get that?
I always get 2 or 3.
Because you have more pain than a normal person.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
I know. You still have the beard too. So this is still bad news beard, right? And bad
news beard, so bad news hair.
So you can't have bad news hair and beard. I think you should choose. If Tom had to give up one thing, the beard or the hair, what would you want?
Because
you can't have bad news hair and beard. It doesn't even sound right. It should be bad news beard or bad news hair. But not bad news hair and beard.
I was thinking about shaving my eyebrows off as well.
Well, I mean, that could be an option. Yes. No nutmeg. Okay. Nutmeg is it definitely acquired taste for some people, just like ginger. That's not for everybody.
Well, yeah, just a very little bit of it.
Yeah.
I could go without the nutmeg. That's fine.
I found out that I was allergic to like the nutmeg that's straight from the actual nut of the nutmeg. Yeah. Well, I got a whole I think for Christmas one year I got an entire bottle of like just the real nuts for nutmeg, and then it asked me to shave it, right? So I did, just using a grater or whatever, and I put some of that grated stuff onto my whipped cream in my coffee, and next thing I've got hives everywhere. So I'm actually allergic. I think this is a tree nut, right? So that I'm allergic to. Who needs eyebrows? So it looks like Becky's going for you not to have eyebrows. That's funny. I'm interested to know who else.
It reminds me of Deliverance.
Oh,
well, you never saw that.
No, I would have never.
We've always saw really bad movies on band trips. We saw saw Spinal Tap on one of the band trips.
Yeah, that was interesting.
And you never saw that before,
no,
so
that
was fun to expand your horizons.
I was, yeah.
And we saw Whiplash.
Yeah.
About the college drummer.
Mm-hmm.
That was a lot of fun.
Yes. Did I see something else that I'd never seen before? Oh, the one with the nuns. The
Blues Brothers.
Yeah, the Blues Brothers. I'd never seen the.
Did
Blues
we also
Brothers
see Caddyshack? I think because
I don't think
Gary
so.
always recites all the scenes. The Bill Murray.
I think
stuff.
we saw that episode that he's talking about, but I don't think when he goes, I've got what is it like? Extent of comprehension. I forget what it is. What does he do? It's like
there will be
no money. There will be no money. Yes, he always does that.
So anyway, that's scary for you.
Mm-hmm. So Deliverance. So no
Deliverance.
eyebrows.
We should see that.
I don't think so. Though. Not on a band trip.
Deliverance is a movie kind of like The Exorcist was back in the 70s. Like if you watch this, you are going to be scarred for at least a little while. You know, people say The Exorcist was nothing, but back when it came out, it certainly was.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. Don't we know it?
Got a full tank of gas, half pack of cigarettes or whatever.
So here's the thing, is that this is me during Halloween. I'd be over at my girlfriend's house. All the girlfriends would be like a sleepover when I was really little. It was 1970s. They were all around watching, Friday the 13th. I opted out to go talk to the older women in the kitchen. That was me. I left all my girlfriends and I was like,
very sheltered life.
Hi. Well, I chose. I knew that my mind and heart could not handle, all of that like terror. I had enough terror in my family. So I got the terror.
I don't think that kind of terror was in your family,
but yeah, it was me and the I don't know, it must have been like the 35, 40-year-old women in the kitchen. And at some point I was like, can I just go home? So I opted out of the sleepover too. I was kind of so Deliverance, I don't know if I'd want to see that.
Do you know the premise behind Deliverance?
I don't want to know. Let's go on to what's going on we'll do that another time. We'll do a Deliverance discussion another time. But hey, we want to get down to what's going on in the studio, get some gear updates from you, because I think we have a few. And we'll talk about songwriting, what's been going on. And we got to bring some guests in, because I always advertise guests, gear, and songwriting. And we've been lax on the guests.
Well, we bring people in and they record, but you're not really around on Monday nights. So we should just check and see, because I think we should set something up. There's a few of them that would be. And we thought about doing a little improvised thing, because we have an area in the very back of the room that can be curtained off, and it's we can do green screen, we can do a black curtain, we can do all kinds of stuff, so it's a lot of fun.
Yep. And
so maybe we'll do like a live from the studio thing.
Shut up. Seriously?
Oh, yeah. Well, we could probably do that.
That would be fun.
So anyway, this week was a very expensive week. Very, 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 very expensive week.
I still, hold on a second, before you go into how much money you spent. No, you're not even going to bring that up. But I would like to know from Tony and Steve and anybody else, like, if Tom was going to get rid of the hair or the beard, which should he get rid of? Because he really can't have the bad news hair and beard. Okay. If you were just going to cut it off at just one of them, what would it be? You got to make a decision here. All right.
As if I will follow whatever anybody says.
I'm just interested in what people say.
Okay.
All right. So gear.
The problem with guys that shave off their beard and they got long hair. You got very nice hair, ma'am. You are gonna get hit with that.
That's true.
You are gonna get hit.
Steve says the beard.
Oh, the beard would have to go.
Okay, so he thinks that long hair is okay.
Okay.
But keep the mustache. Oh my gosh.
Maybe I could get maybe I could just like do the twisty
Perot mustache. The very French. The Frenchman at Tommy Crown.
The little gray cells.
The little gray cells. All right. So let's talk about gear. So what did we need? I think we needed future proofing, right?
Well, yeah. We have a studio, obviously, and my audio interface, that's the piece of gear that takes audio level or analog signals and turns it into digital and puts it inside your computer.
Right.
That's an audio interface. It doesn't have any mic preamps or anything. It's just a box.
Yeah.
And I have the one that I've had for 7 years. It was probably 7 years old when I bought it.
Okay.
It's worked.
14 years.
It's worked perfectly. It has not had any problems
That's
at
our
all.
Lynx. That's our Lynx.
It's made by Lynx, and but they came out with a new version like 3 or 4 years ago, and so I've always been looking at prices to see, like, could I get a decent deal? There are no decent deals. If I wanted 32 channels of it, it's like $6,500. I couldn't afford $6,500. So I did finally find somebody that had a deal, and he bought it. He said, I opened it up, I plugged it in, I made sure it worked, and then I realized I was in over my head. and I needed to get
Oh,
rid of it.
okay. So meaning it
So
was just
it was too
too
much.
involved, too complex, too complex
And it
for,
is.
yeah.
There was a lot to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a unbelievable deal.
Right. Okay. So the the gear universe smiled upon you
Well, yeah,
and
and
gave
then
you a deal. And so you had to say yes.
well, of
You had
course.
to.
And then there was other little things here and there that I
Yeah.
needed to get, and then there was a microphone I was looking at forever, and I was thinking, if I find a really good deal on it, maybe I'll pick it up someday.
So how
And
many 74 microphones?
no, I have. We'll get to that in a
Oh,
minute.
he did inventory.
So sweet deals are the best.
Yes, they are.
Sometimes the deal is so good, you'd be a fool to pass it up.
That's what I feel like when I go buy something at the side of the road that someone's put out there, and I go, it was put there by God for me. And
No,
so
it was put there by God for the trash guy to pick up.
No, because it's just out there and it says free next to it, and I'm like, sign me up. This is too sweet of a deal.
All right,
Free.
that is nothing like what I had.
You did. I know.
But somebody had a deal, and it was one of those things where, have you guys ever done this, where you go online and somebody has this like sale on something, but you want to know, what is the total going to be? Are they going to throw in some like hideous amount of shipping and tax and stuff like that, and handling charges? Sometimes people do that. And so I just kind of followed it through, thinking that, all right, I'm just going to see what happens, and I got to the end point and show your totals. I said, hit the show, order placed. It's like, whoa, I didn't place the order. As soon as I hit.
That's what happened.
Exactly.
What if you didn't want it?
Well, we'll find out. Maybe
it's coming to you.
It's coming. It'll be here on Wednesday. Risky. Another microphone, which now will bring the grand total of microphones up to
30, 35.
No,
42?
No. People think that I'm crazy, but
okay, hold on a sec. No. Tell us how many you think he has. We won't even say it. We'll go on to the next thing. But anybody who's on, tell us how many microphones you think Tom has. And it's more than 20. So go high. All right.
Well,
so what else did you...
I have gotten to the point where microphones are specialized. I have a microphone for this purpose. Mm-hmm. Like, we have a drum kit that's always set up, that always has microphones on it.
Yes. And how many microphones? 11?
No, 14.
14.
Those never leave the drums.
Right.
They're always just there. And then we add more onto it. So usually we're between 14 and 16 mics on the drum kit.
Yeah.
But they never move off the drum kit. That way, if we write a song or we have somebody over and we need to get some drums, we just start playing. And so, like, that's 16 microphones just right there.
Yeah.
They're all very, very good quality microphones. They aren't clunkers or anything like that. Mm-hmm. And then you have the microphones that are open mic microphones that are only used for live shows. We don't take studio level microphones on a live show. That'd be insane. And then, some friends give me microphones. Mm-hmm. And
I don't know if we have anyone else on the line, but
okay, we'll keep guessing.
Okay, so talk to me about the other gear stuff that didn't you purchase something else then as well? I thought you purchased some hooks and some other stuff in there.
Well,
just for organization.
I got the new interface.
Yes,
but of course it doesn't come with the Thunderbolt 4 cable that's required to even plug the thing in.
Yes. The peripherals.
A Thunderbolt 4 cable that's only 4.5 feet long. That is it's like $80.
That's crazy.
Unreal.
For a hunk of plastic.
And that was the best price I could find. Mm-hmm. It was really all right, Becky, now you're getting kind of crazy.
He wishes, Becky, on that 76. Wow.
Quite possibly someday.
Yeah.
So I bought that, and then you can't see it, but in the in here there's a rack next to me that has all kinds of stuff in it, and there's cables that go to all the mic preamps and things like that. Mm-hmm. And they're usually just sitting on the floor, like in heaps. So I bought some more hooks. Like, they're
actually, they're really cool hooks. I feel like they could be used for like
they're actually made for headphones. Mm-hmm. And they can fold up, so they go flat. Yeah. so they aren't in your way when you don't need them, and then they fold down to like a 90-degree angle, and they're kind of got padding and a rounded thing. So that worked out perfect.
Yeah.
So I was able to get all the cords off the floor, as you can see.
I think that's really important that actually you have things organized, because
it is
the cord, it can get pretty chaotic here when you're trying to do things, and the cords are always you're on your feet. So having those kind of be corralled is kind of gives it nice, neat, organized.
Yeah. It's important, you know, and when you're having people over, you know, it's okay that we're tripping over the stuff ourselves, but when other people are over, you don't want them to trip, because, you know, there could be an insurance claim.
Right. It shows hospitality, doesn't it? A nice, organized, carefree studio.
An organized studio describes an organized mind.
Exactly. An organized studio.
That's why
an organized mind. Yes, I agree. I don't have an organized mind at all. It's going into 5 million directions at once. All right, so like who's come closest? So we got 39, 42, 54, and 76. Who's closest without going over?
That would be Steve.
Oh.
Steve wins.
Is it 43?
Is it 47?
Ooh. Oh, Becky. Yeah, you were too high. It's like Price is Right rules.
Yeah,
that's what
you
it is.
can't go over.
Yeah.
47 microphones.
I think it's within 5. So he won the double showcase.
They all have a purpose. You know, there's 5 or 6 that the thing that they're all about is vocals.
Yes.
That's what they're made for. They're for vocals. Some are made for acoustic instruments. You know, they pick up, you know, a lot more detail and things like that on an acoustic guitar. You know, so everything has its function and its purpose. And I started getting into ribbon mics, and that's a whole nother can of worms.
Yes.
And I spent a fortune on ribbon mics already, and I only have 2.
Yes. How are you going to keep all these microphones organized? I mean, we're talking about kind of an organized mind.
Well, if you see, right, that cabinet right there, all those are microphones all across there and down there.
It's like a microphone library, but you can't check anything out.
You know, you can't check it out. And I spent time this weekend labeling all the boxes with what exactly is inside of each of the boxes.
Nice,
so I don't have to go,
did you have a labeler? Remember those labelers? I used to love those.
Yeah, the Dymo labeler, right?
Oh, yes. It's like a Star Trek. It looks like a Star Trek.
Exactly. You spin it and you got to crank down on it.
People have no clue.
Those are horrible. I have a P-Touch that I borrowed and been labeling.
You know, put a hat on us. You just don't know what we're going to say.
Yeah. So
what else has been going on in the studio? Let's talk.
Well, first off, last Thursday we had a show.
We did.
We had a show.
Thank you, Tony's group, for helping out. We still need to I don't know. We got to get him something. What do you get a guy that has everything he needs, including a smoker?
We can get him a job.
Woo!
I know a place that's hiring.
Downstaging, something like that. Yeah,
it could be.
Yeah, so we really appreciate you helping out, Tony.
Yeah, when Tony Metters, which is the next part, he was in yesterday. During our show, there's only one song that anybody else sings besides you and I, and Tony sings a song by
Steel Drivers
called "I'll Be There."
Yeah.
And so he came in yesterday and he recorded for a couple hours.
I'm sorry I couldn't come. I just I took care of 2 kids over the weekend, plus my son brought 2 more people home from a wedding that he was at. So I was making food. I was doing I was a short order cook, plus I was cleaning, and it was just lots going on. So I'm bummed I missed out. So,
but we had a good time and we worked on that and came out pretty well.
Are we gonna do vocals tonight?
We might be working on your vocal part or something like that.
Cool.
So, but when he was here, he was saying that he had a lot of people comment about that show that we sounded better than we ever sounded before.
Oh, that's so awesome.
That the sound was just absolutely perfect. It was clear. And nothing was wrong. So do thank you, Tony, for that.
Oh, absolutely. Because he was doing all the engineering in the background and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. I think the band was much more synced, because we've been out so much.
Well, that was
Um,
like the 7th show in a month.
yeah. I mean, that's
In
awesome.
July, in
Yeah.
June, we played 7 shows. We had 5 on a tour,
Hmm.
and then one at 4 Points. Then we were at Elmhurst Brewing,
Yep.
and it was supposed to rain that day. It was going to be
That
horrible.
was crazy because
Even
we
on the
had
way
that snow.
there, it was raining on the way
Yep.
there. As soon as we get there, it's not raining anymore, and they're wiping down the tables. And Fraser, the guy who owns it, tells me, he says, "It's not going to rain anymore."
Playing outside.
Yeah, and I was like,
That was pretty
okay,
crazy too, because the air quality, as you remember, for that whole week was so bad. We weren't even going outside. So we were thinking that, man, I don't know how this is going to, we're going to have to be
yeah,
inside because it's going to be terrible air to breathe and no one's going to want to be outside, or it's going to be raining. So
right.
that was,
But
we
it
thought
ended
inside
up
anyway.
ended up the rain kind of
Had
washed
clean.
away some
Yeah. It
of the
went down like
smoke.
50, went better 50 points
Yeah,
by the time
that'd have been
we
down.
said, yeah, down. I think it ended up being like 75 for the night, and it was like 110, 120 for the
Yeah,
most of the morning. So yeah, it was kind of a miracle.
yeah, it worked out
The
well.
clouds parted, and there wasn't like a lot of sun, but I mean, it was still sunny.
That's fine. I didn't need any sun. It worked out really
And it
well.
was around 70. By the time we left, I was cold. It was a little
I was
chilly.
certainly
I
not
know you
cold.
weren't. I know you were hot working.
Yep.
Yeah, but that was very, very fun. Our next, is gonna have to I'm gonna have to work on some gigs, but hey, Becky and Steve, if you know a place that is gonna allow us to play down in Nashville, let me know. Wink, wink.
Well, we did play
Um,
at well,
yeah,
Bold Patriot.
Bold
Bold
Patriot. Yeah,
Patriot.
yeah,
We played there the last time we were down,
yep,
and
yep.
maybe we can
I
do
would
that.
actually just like to stay down there and like have like 3 or 4 shows. Not, I mean, because you can go to like, White House and sing, and then you can go to Hendersonville, and then you can go because it's actually a lot of the music is right downtown Nashville. It's
Well,
not in the burbs.
we don't
So,
want to. I'm not really interested in playing on Broadway and stuff like
oh
that.
no, no,
That's
no.
really, yeah, that's like
That's for
bro country
cover.
time.
It's a little bit of it's more cover stuff too, because a lot of the bands there
I know
are
that's where you get
playing
exposure
sound
and stuff like
alike.
that. It's just,
It's actually more sound alike rather than covers, because they really want people that actually sound like, you know, um,
well, you have to really be into that kind of music, which we aren't really into that kind of music. So
I could be, I really could be. If you really let me be like who I am, I think that I could sing and twang a little bit. I really could. I don't know if you know that or not, but deep inside me is a Southern girl, is an English girl from Britain. Like that's me. I can't get the Irish girl out though. She's not there
you don't
yet.
have any Irish in you at
Oh,
all.
I believe I do. It's just probably just not pinky toe. Anyway, yeah, so we're gonna have to find some places to play down in Nashville. It's like October. So looking forward to being down there. In between that time, we have some shows that are going to be up in Wisconsin. So Merrill, Wisconsin. We got a private show first part of September, and then we play in Lamont, and then also Pollyanna. So we have a very busy September, and so looking for
Yeah,
some other stuff to do in July and August too,
yeah, yeah. And otherwise, we'll be just recording and stuff like that. And
which is fun too.
we're bringing in lots of people. We finished up.
Yep. In
Uh,
our community studio.
yep.
We've decided on a name
Yeah.
for the studio.
So
Would you like to share that?
it's just called Greenhouse,
Greenhouse.
not Greenhouse Studio, just Greenhouse.
Just a greenhouse. And what is the significance of that, other than it's a house?
It's a house that's green. That's number
Okay.
one. So you have to have some literal part to it as well.
Yes.
And then you can get into the whole, a greenhouse is where things grow.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where creativity grows. And we try to
Mm-hmm.
help people with their art. It's not like there's a lot of production companies that are like based around Nashville that we've dealt with a few of these people. And there's even some right around here up, in the Chicago area
Mm-hmm.
where they basically string you along, where they tell you, come in and you sign with us, and we'll help you produce your music. Of course, you're paying for every bit of the studio time as well. But they own a piece of this whole thing in case it takes off.
Right.
And they string you along as you're going to be a star tomorrow. Just give us some more money.
Right.
Oh, we need a bit more money to do this advertising. And so they'll keep you going. And we don't want to do that.
Right.
This is about art. It's about recording. It's about doing the best that we could possibly do with people. And, if somebody becomes famous, that's wonderful. And some of these people deserve it. But does that mean it's going to happen? No. And I'm not going to say it's going to happen.
Right. We don't,
because that's dishonest.
Yeah. It really is whatever they decide to do with it.
Right. And at the end of the day, they'll have music that they can be proud of.
Absolutely.
And they can say, this was me at this time of my life.
Yeah.
And it's not something where they'll be like, oh, well, have you ever met somebody had that they're a songwriter or musician, and they give you a tape or a CD, but then they spend a half hour telling you why it stinks. Oh, well, we ran out of money,
like a bunch of caveats, right?
Exactly. Yeah. It wasn't, here
this
it is.
This used to be what I used to sound like. I sound a bit better now because my vocals are this or that, the other thing. Yeah. I now have a cellist who's with me, and
and I don't want people to feel that way, that, that, oh, that wasn't very good. Right. The gear that we have is state of the art, and the room is as good as it can be. And so we just want to help people out and have some fun with this.
And so this week in the studio, we have a cellist coming in.
Yeah.
And then next week we have open mic, but we also, next Tuesday, we have someone new coming in to talk to him.
Well, I talked to you about Larry. I think Larry was supposed to be in there, something like that, I would believe.
Did someone contact you about that? Larry?
Yeah, I think so. So
anyway, Larry contacted you
at open mic.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So there's more people that are.
There's a lot of people. So we don't have time to write any more songs ourselves.
Yes, we will. I will make sure that we do. We have lots to say, don't we? We have lots to say.
I'm going to write a song saying, that was really good. Sing it again. That was really good. Sing it again.
Not good enough. Not good enough.
No, you can't say that. You have to be encouraging all the time.
It was great. It was fantastic.
But I think you got more in you.
You could do better.
No, that was negative. How do you spin everything positive?
Okay. It's not that it's better, just that it's different. Not that it's better, just that it's different.
How about that was really unique.
Oh, yeah.
That was unique.
Yeah, that was fresh. Like bread and butter. All right.
Anyway.
So we've had a really, actually every week seems to be really busy in here.
Yeah.
With one thing or the other. We wanted to kind of go easy on tonight. And maybe
just wanted to wish all our American friends a safe and happy 4th of July.
Don't we want to sing happy birthday to America though really quick?
No.
Come on.
No.
Happy birthday to you. Come on. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, America. Happy birthday to you.
Mr. President.
Mr. President. We hope you all have a wonderful July 4th. We'll see you next Monday. And just be safe. And we are Mitts Monday in the studio.
Yes, and remember, this is Tom and Heather from Shadowfields. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a few friends about us if you know anybody that's crazy enough to watch us on a weekly basis.
I think we should wear hats every time now.
Okay.
Have a great night, everybody.
Thanks for being here.
It's so good to be with you. Talk to y'all later.
Be safe.
Bye-bye.